All right. Good morning, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to nowGurukul ServiceNow virtual meetup. Great to see you after so long, and thank you so much for joining in on Sunday morning. It is going to be a great meetup, and we're going to learn from our amazing keynote speaker as well as you from the audience. If you know your friends can get benefit, do share the joining link with them and use this chat actively throughout the meeting. We have two keynote speakers with us, and I will be though they don't need much introduction if you follow them over the LinkedIn, but I will do a formal one if we start with the as we go with the meeting ahead. So just before we start the meetup, there are some ground rules. I request everybody to please stay on mute if you are not meant to be spoken on the stage. Be respectful towards each other as we join from different cultures, from different background, and use the chat actively. If you have any questions for our speakers, do use that. Let's engage and network more because that is the whole intention to bring each other as close as possible. And if possible, do keep your videos on in this virtual world. That is the only way we can get to know each other, right? And nobody will judge you for sure. So if I talk about the meetup agenda, we are going to do a quick Now Gurukul Club introduction, and then we are going to have two amazing keynote sessions with our speakers, and then we have a Q&A sessions with them as well, which will be an open house, and you can seek whatever you want to from their experience, from their learning. Just to lay down the foundation, Now Gurukul Learners Club is a non-profitable group that has been formed to help each other. We do certain activities to learn from each other in terms of service now, mentoring, public speaking, leadership, innovation, and whatnot. We have been on a break. I will not hesitate in sharing a good news with all of you. I was blessed with a baby daughter, and that's why I took some time to spend initial months or weeks with her and then come back here. Thank you so much for all your blessings and wishes. I hope you are also doing great in your personal life, and we will start doing more and more as we grow forward. We are not restricted to any geography, to any certain organization or any certain state of India. We are global. So if anybody wish to part of this group, and if you have any ideas where you can we can go ahead and collaborate and do wonders, let's do it for sure. So with that note, we'll go to the first section of this meeting, which is our the keynote speaker section one. I will just spotlight the keynote speaker one first. All right, ladies and gentlemen, the first keynote speaker is Vijendra Sainy. Vijendra Sainy is introduced as a ServiceNow architect with over 15 years of experience in enterprise digital transformation, automation, and platform strategy. Extensive work has been carried out across large-scale ServiceNow implementations, architecture design, cloud operations, integrations, and whatnot. The amazing thing is that he has started his new venture known as Cloud Yoga Software Services and has been founded to drive it to a scalable and innovative technology solutions. He has contributed a lot to our IT and ServiceNow industry, having expertise in ITSM, ITOM, CMDB. And if I keep going on, this introduction will never end. He is the founder of Indore ServiceNow Virtual Meetup. With that note, ladies and gentlemen, let's welcome Vijendra Sani on the stage. Thank you, Vijendra, for joining us.
Thank you very much, Gagan, for having me over here. I really
How are
appreciate
you
your time.
doing on Sunday morning?
It's summer heat, so ACs are turned on and sitting inside our room. So it's Sunday today. Was just chilling at home. So yeah, day is going good.
Thank you, thank you. So as we move forward and talk to Vijendra more and more, I have some specific things that I want to ask him. If you have any specific questions, do put them in the chat window, and as the time allows us, we will keep asking them. Vijendra, when I listen Vijendra Sani, anybody talks about you, the first thing comes into my mind is Indore, and your Indore love. So, what Indore means to you, and I keep reading Indore and Vijendra Sani over LinkedIn again and again. I don't know how they're tagged to each other, but how was your entire upbringing till now? And what makes it so connected to Indore?
So Gagan, first of all, I'm obliged and thank you very much that you're connecting Indore with me. That's completely a pleasure of mine, I must say. I hope I'm audible properly.
Yeah, you are.
Great. So Indore is not just a city for me. Like I born over here, I did my schooling, I completed my engineering in Indore itself. Like I started my career itself in Indore. Though I have moved to various cities and various countries as well, but this was a very short span of time. I remember at a time when I was in Germany, the first thing what you do in Germany, like you taste beers, you taste various stuff over there. What I did is that just bring my poha, open it out, and eat it first. So being an Indori, I mean, I I I visit many places, but Indore never came out of me, and I'm feeling proud in that itself. And why not? Like I'm belongs to a city which is the cleanest city of India, and that too 7 times in a row, right? And talking about like my upbringing over here, so started from the schooling itself. Like I'm just living near, very very close to the Indore, and it's an cantonment area. So like I joined school from the very beginning, in a very disciplined way, because it's in defense area, and the school was also the leaders in the schools were from the defense background, right? I mean, the principal over there is always either brigadier or some colonels. So that way, I'm attached to the defense from the very beginning. I don't know, like if the people, many of the peoples who are close with me knows that I tried multiple times in the defense. I'm unfortunate that I was not able to clear the defense services, and as a backup plan, it was engineering. So of course, yes. And we got the admissions in engineering college. Got the opportunity to go outside Indore, but I opted out and then studied engineering in Indore itself. When it's coming to starting my career, we belongs to a era where the global slowdown started 2009. If you belongs to that generation, you heard of the limits with the slowdowns where there was no jobs. I got placed on a 0 day. In our time, like the companies came in third year itself. And after getting placed in a company on a 0 day, who wants to study? Everyone wants to either go for a job, and then it's a dream come true kind of thing, right? I mean, you're going to start earning, and at that period of time, I must say, the package at that time that the fresh graduates are getting, it's still the same, and there is a huge gap, right? So at that period of
Yeah.
time, I mean, of course, the payment was good, and the IT was a dream for everyone. Although like I got to connected with computers in, I think, 12th standard, I must say. And in third year of engineering, I bought my first PC. And after that itself, like when I started my career, it was Android, which was booming. Android and mobile. iPhone was a very very new thing at that period of time. So I started my career with Adobe Flex. If you guys know, there was a Flash player you need to download in the browser, and then you can play the game or you use it. So many of the banking applications, the good part about that Flash is that it was very, very interactive at that period of time, right? So
Go ahead. I will mute them. You are muted, Vijendra. Give me a moment. Can you mute yourself?
yep.
Sorry for that. Yeah. Go ahead.
Okay, then Adobe Flex, then Java, then .NET, then again to Java, and then finally in 2015, I think I got a break to introduce with ServiceNow. So we got trained by one of the very, very awesome company from Germany. There was a few resources in my previous company where we got trained. So I feel proud that I was one of the founding member in my company when we started ServiceNow over there. And the team over there in the my previous company is now like 200 plus. So we started ServiceNow over there. I seen the growth from the very beginning, that how the team got built. And I must say that the entrepreneurship mindset was from very beginning in myself. Like when we were facing displacements issues, I mean, we got placed for sure, but we did not get joining, right? I mean, few days back only, I shared one of the posts over my LinkedIn that one of my friend came to my house and he showed me the visiting card which we printed at that period of time when we were like finding struggling getting the jobs, but an idea came into our mind and we started the company at that period of time. No experience, nothing, and we started that. Eventually, did not. I will not say that it got failed, but we stopped working on that idea because all three of us moved to a different city, and we are involved in our jobs. And when the service now practice started in our previous company, you know, it was from very beginning. So the practice itself was operating in a entrepreneurship mode, and from there itself that itch inside me has like grown up, and then later on I have decided to move away from my job. So I think I was in a discussion with my previous company for almost a year, that I will be starting it up. And then they were I mean, fortunately I got a very good leaders in my previous company as well. They supported my decisions, and they happily helping me out as well, like whenever I needed an help. I mean, I'm connecting with them and getting the helps as well. So entrepreneurship is the very first thing for me, for like when I individually started the cloud yoga along with my partner. But yeah, the the journey I have already experienced it out.
That's great to know, Vijendra. Indore is special to me. I was fortunate enough to visit it twice during my college days, and poha is something I can eat 365 days a year. Okay, so
Along with same.
I hope I come there soon and we enjoy that for sure. Uh, I was going through your LinkedIn profile, and you have touched upon you started your career in 2009. I was in my class ninth at that point of time, having no worries about the future and present at that point of time. It's almost been 17 years. You haven't looked behind, Vijendra, right? So, if you
Mhm.
have to summarize how the IT industry has taken a shift from there to now, what mindset that used to work at that point of time will not work today. We're too agile, right? So, what's your thoughts on that?
So very broad question, Gagan. I must say that when I started, it was like one PC. Uh, uh, I remember that I was like started my career in one of the company in Indore itself. That was not a very huge company, but kind of a startup. I think at that period of time, these guys was 50 something, and I started my day very early in the morning. I remember like that was a very struggling time for me as well. I used to take coaching classes for the engineering student at the period of time, and then I got a job that was not paying me well, but enough to start my career. I would thank the leaders in that company as well, that they have given me the opportunity as well. So it looks like my schedule looks like that. I starting my day as a 6 a.m. I think 7 to 8 I was giving my classes, and then 9 o'clock I started leaving. I started from my home to reach office. 10 o'clock I entered the office. I'm among the few who is starting their day very early in the office. So people started coming to the office around 11 o'clock, and 10 o'clock where we just open the windows, getting fresh airs, then closing around 10 o'clock because you need to turn on the ACs. And at that period of time, we did not has anything apart from the Google. Even the Google was blocked in many companies. Even in my company as well, the Google was blocked at the period of time. So you cannot search it out, right? You have to fight on your own. You have to learn the things. You need to read the books and then figure out the solutions. So that was the hard period which we have seen. So the technology has shifted completely, and you just give one prompt to ChatGPT or a Claude, and you get the answers, right? Even I think 2013 or 14 we started using Google, because client only allowed after that period of time that yeah, they started trusting Googles, that you can visit the Googles, no social media, nothing, read the books and provide the solutions. So from that period of time we are now shifting to a AI, where you just give one prompt and you does not know anything, still you can solve the problem. So there is a huge shift now, and my journey started with a pure curiosity, right? I mean, I always interested in understanding how system works basically, right? How they works behind. I remember that my first project was one of reach attender application, and that was in advertisement industry. So like you see the huge boards on the buildings now, right? If you just consider that New York State, right, and the
Hmm.
advertisements going over there. So I worked on that project. We built the that kind of project from a very scratch. One of the US company, now they are majorly like into this only advertisements industry. So I was involved in that kind of project, building from a very scratch. So I got understanding from the front end to the back end. Now, if you ask someone today that you need to work on the front end, he said that I don't know the back end. He will not able to work on the back end. If he's working on the back end, if you ask to work him on the front end, they are not ready to that. We did not have that flexibility at that period of time. So we have to adapt the things very quickly and then shift it to the technology. And the biggest shift which I have seen is that the earlier uh, the companies were used to buy tools. Now they are buying outcomes. They did not bother about it. what tool you're going to use.
Agree.
They simply want how you're going to solve the problems. So yes, of course, there is a huge shift when I started my career and now.
Thanks, Vijendra, for that. Before I continue with my questions, there is a common question arising, and nothing better than you to answer this because you own a company now. How can a fresher enter this field? Because there are very few opportunities for service now in companies. So, how we can enter as freshers? How we can apply for internships? How to get in out there? What's your
That's
take
an
on that?
amazing question. That's a very amazing question, I must say. So I started my company along, apart from me, my partners was there, and then we started hiring as well. The first thing came to my mind is that we started hiring freshers and then started with it. So we started three interns. They are doing really very fabulous job now. I mean, it's been around 6 months they are with us, and I must say, if you put someone with a 4 years of experience and we put these guys, they are able to perform better. I mean, there is an always debate going on that the Gen Z in today's generation, they are not ready to work, right? And I must say that if you are going to do some experiment with AI, utilize this Gen Z. They are coming from a very fresh perspective. You are higher experienced person, they will starting comparing AI with this automation, scripting with just AI agents and something like that, right? But this fresh perspective, their thought process is completely different. And now if you want to get an internship or if you want to get a job in company, trust me, if you just do a certification, nobody will going to hire you. You need to work on some outcome. You need to show them this is what I did and this is the outcome. Let's say for example, one of the guy came to me and he mentioned that, sir, I have integrated ServiceNow with the cloud. When it was not into the market at that period of time, he came to me and I did not interview him and hired him. Very speaking, frankly, very speaking, right? Because that was a very very new thing. I mean, people are like only talking about cloud and he did a very simple integration. So I mean, you are amazed by such skills, right? And from there onwards, like if you having or working on something which you can show as an outcome, people are interested in hiring you. It's not like that you will not able to get the job, and if you're not able to get the internship, yes, we are offering internship, and there are many companies or many startup which are offering internship and hiring as well, to the freshers or to the experience as well.
I agree. I agree with Vijendra. Gone are the days when we used to have 10 CIS certifications and nobody asks you a question in interview and you get in, right? It's
Correct.
all about outcome. It doesn't matter when you don't have a CSA certification, you are still performing better than people having a tens of certifications out there. So it's all about outcome these days, not the tool, as you said, right?
I never believe that if you have more certification, you're not more knowledgeable, because I
Agree.
know how the certification get passed.
We all have done that, right?
Yeah, we
So,
all did that.
yeah. The second common question coming into chat window is that what made you start a new venture? How many months, years of thinking or work behind going this venture? Because when people see Vijendra has started Cloud Yoga, very fancy, it motivates everything, right? But the hard work has gone behind that. Only Vijendra knows, and today my audience also wants to know that from you.
Um, I must say this is this this entrepreneurship mindset was me from the very beginning itself. I never took my career as a job. I answered call in the midnight. I never talked about work-life balance. I know, I mean, people are going to hate me with this answer, but my work-life balance is really very worst. I mean, I got scolded many times by my wife, by my kids. But if you want to do something, you cannot be an average. You need to do above average or exceptional, right? So at that period of time, you should not think about work-life balance. Now, again, it's a very debatable topic, but if you're loving your work, you will not feel like it is a job, right? Let's say for example, if you were given a responsibility to deliver one project, right? So you will not going to care about that. I will not going to work after 8 p.m., right? You will be still working on that and solving the problem. And even I am working with that mindset that if I've given a task to someone, right, I don't care he is completing in 8 hours or 3 hours or 2 hours. If he finishes that, I'm not going to ask him that you will continue on this work. And if you are able to finish 8 hour work in 1 hour, just finish that and enjoy your 7 hours. Spend it in learnings or spend in whatever you would like to do, right? I never believe in micromanaging. I always believe in outcome. Even, I mean, I'm fortunate enough to get leaders or a founders in my previous company that I was able to fight with them. there were tools which are measuring your times as well, right? And I have fought with my founders that just spending time on something can we cannot measure their output. It's individual capability. Let's say, for example, if I have the capability that I can finish an work in 1 hour, and there are some people who will be able to finish the same work in 6 hours. It doesn't mean this I am less productive, right? So my founders were very good one in my previous company. They debate with me, and I understand their concern as well. Some people started misusing it, right? There are many smart people in technologies right now who are abusing this kind of flexibility. So company left with no other options that they need to micromanage at some period of time. So I understand both perspective. At that period of time, like I was an employee, and now as an entrepreneur, I can correlate with these things. So the journey was not easy, and as I mentioned that from engineering college itself, we started many things. I got failed in a few things as well. I'll not hide it as well. And along with the technology, I also invested in non-tech industries as well. So uh, I think 3 years back, one of my friend who was already into entrepreneurship, he was working on this water filtration system. So I invested in that company, and I am also now partner in that company. So from there itself, the entrepreneurial skills got, you can say, planted in me.
That's great to know, Vijendra. And I agree with you. 85 people, 86 people sitting on Sunday morning gathered because they all want to grow, and you need to do things differently, and you need to slight work with your work life balance in order to get more in life, right? And one
No,
advice
but
I want.
one
Yeah,
suggestion, sorry, Gagan. One suggestion I would really like to give to everyone is that do not treat your job as your job, right? I mean, treat is that you are into entrepreneurship. Think from a perspective of outcome. Think from a perspective how you can save human effort, how can you save money for your company, and it's very easy. You will be able to grow in a ladder in corporate hierarchy.
thanks Vijendra for that. See, I was reading through that 1 or 2 days before. Somebody asked a employer question, that who pays you your salary? So he says, my boss. The person says, no, your boss doesn't pay you your salary, your clients pays for you, right? So
That's correct.
that's where the entire game is. You need to see what outcome you are giving to your clients, and that's where the entire game begins. No podcast today or no conversation today can walk away without a talk of AI. Many questions flowing in. I would like to summarize that with AI coming into the picture and coming so fast in ServiceNow world. How do we upskill ourselves? How do we see our roles moving from here and there? And now, Vijender, you are owning entire organization, working towards new projects, towards new clients. How do you see this is going to take the entire shift of agentic AI and Gen AI in ServiceNow, particularly?
So if you have gone through the knowledge videos of this year, unfortunately, I was not able to travel to knowledge this year. But have gone through the videos into the knowledge event as well, the focus of service now is completely on AI. Even you talk about any client, any client, even it's a service now, Salesforce or SAP or anything, they want to implement AI. Now companies are forcing to utilize the tokens. Now your question is like how we can adapt or how we can learn in this AI era, right? This is the right time to learn it out, or this is the right time when you get the things in free of cost, right? You can use ChatGPT, a limit up to a limit tokens, Gemini, right? Utilize this time. Sure, this cloud yoga is thinking in that perspective. Just think from a perspective of a bigger companies. They will be able to save millions and billions when they are using and adapting this AI technology. So learning is really very easy these days. You have free YouTube videos available. You have free up to a limit Udemy courses available to you, right? So utilize these things. Even you can learn from ChatGPT. I have built one project on a Python, right? On a Python. I didn't know Python at all. But I built a project on Python for my non-tech company just to manage our leisure using ChatGPT itself. No other tools. And the application is live. We are using that the same application from past 6 months. When I went for the estimations of that particular project, it was 10 to 15 lakh, right? So I was able to save that cost in just few weekends. I spent my time on weekends. I was like at that period of time I was working as well. So I spent my time on the weekends, but we are able to build that tool. So now the technology, the AI will be everywhere. This will going to stay. And if someone is assuming that it will not going to eat our job, it's a debatable topic. If you are focusing on a repeatable work again and again, if you're just building client script catalog items, for sure your job will be on a risk. But if you are working on something which is outcome based, if you're helping client in understanding their processes and helping them out how you can save the time, then your job is completely safe. Even if you don't know AI, right? If you know how to use AI, your job will be safe. So focus on outcome. The project will be shifting to the outcome as well. Right now we have TNM based TNM project models, right? And we are working on a fixed bit. But in future it will be going to change. I'm sure that it will be going to shifted on the outcome basis. You commit to the client, this will be the outcome. Client will not going to bother about what you're going to use into the backend.
Agree. That's a different and a very exciting perspective. Uh, if there was some time to learn AI, this is the right time, as you said.
This is the right time.
Otherwise, you're losing the bus, of course. One common question another coming in chat, Vijendra, is that ServiceNow as a product is evolving too fast. Okay, maybe as fast which a human can adapt, right? So, what do you suggest as a core skills or core areas of service now we should focus for so that we stay relevant in the industry, right? I know you talk about CMDB a lot, you talk about different agentic AI a lot, but what is your thought process that because you must be seeing that as from business side as well, right? For next 2 3 years 5 years, which areas I want to focus as my organization, so which areas people should also focus to stay relevant in the industry.
So this will be my personal thoughts. Few agree and few disagree with this one. That if you're going to learn everything, you're n- I mean it's like that. If you try to learn everything, you will be not become expert, right? Learn one technology or one modules very deep. That if a single question is asked to you, either a very easy one or a complex one, you should be able to explain it to the child, right? Then you will be your job will be totally safe and you will be always in a demand in the industry. Now on top of that, if you master one area, you can know about the various models recently which are coming with service now, because under the hood engine of everything is same, right? On top of that, what ServiceNow is doing is that they are just changing the processes, and then under the hood this everything is same. There are tables, there is workflow into the backend, there are business rule, there is the client script into the backend. So if you know this thing, it will be very easy for you to learn whatever coming new into the service now. Even if we talk about like the workflow, we did lots of implementation in the workflow. It has been replaced by flow, right? And for sure in future the flow will be replaced by this agents. So the shift will be there, but the logic which you used in the workflow, the logic is still same in the flow. The logic will be still same into the agents. The only thing will going to change is that how you are going to get retrieve the data and how you're going to represent it to the customer. So work on expertise of at least one module. Like I picked CMDB. So I like after ITSM, I did lots of work in ITOM. I did lots of work in ITAM, and this become my expert area. Now, if you deploy me in anything, in the end CMD will come, right?
Yeah.
So if you master one technology, then keep continuing attached to the communities, join this developer user groups, join these developer meetups and seminars like you're conducting. This will give you idea about what is new into the market. Even myself devote at least 30 minutes daily to learn what is new into the market, what ServiceNow is acquiring, what that particular company is doing. That's the way how I'm up to the mark or keeping my new learnings with ServiceNow.
Thanks, Vijendra, for that. I remember I was having a conversation with my super boss few months back, and I asked the same question to him: where should I focus more as per your organization? What are our goals, right? So he answered the same thing. You should know platform in depth, right?
Right.
Otherwise, all are processes only, right? You can learn process
Correct.
in 2-3 weeks and start going ahead and talk to client and start implementing it if you know the platform.
That's
Simple
true.
as that, right? So thanks for that. One last question, Vijendra, from my side, before we wrap up this session. If somebody wants to transition from a developer to an architect, right? As you have seen your journey, you have started from very old school of service now, and then you also lived a life of a developer, then an architect, and then you are having a life of founder, right? What daily cures we need to face and we should target for in order to get there?
Okay. So what developers are doing? They are assigned some work and they are completing out.
Hmm.
What architects are doing? They are basically gathering what are the processes, how the company are doing, and how the service now present representing as an best practice, right? So architects are doing nothing, but they are basically learning the existing processes and how they can be best fitted into the service now. That's what architects are doing now. From If you want to shift yourself from a developer mindset to the architect mindset, the very first thing you need to understand is what are the basic business of the customer, right? Understand their business and understand their processes. And you first of all you need to master the ServiceNow platform, right? You master the ServiceNow platform, you understand the client services. Now you just need to gel them together so that the best outcome will out of it, right? That's the best way to think from our architect perspective. Even myself started my career as a developer. I did lots of coding and I'm still doing it, right? I mean, it's easier for me to code or write a script in code rather than implement that into the workflow, right? So I mean, I'm also myself shifting from that mindset. I'm building workflow when the solution, the first solution which came into mindset, it is that just create a script, include write your logic, and you're done, right? But I'm also shifting from that mindset. I'm also going to a low code, no code. I'm also thinking of from a perspective of manageability. I'm also thinking from a perspective that if tomorrow if I'll be not there, the someone who is will going to jump onto the solution, he should be able to understand the solution in a very first glance of the solution, right? So you should shift your mindset from just pro- implementing a solution to thinking into overall goal of the solution which you need to work on.
Thanks, Vijendra. One last question, as I see it's a big one. I would like to ask you that. One thing is, of course, I completely agree with you. We need to do our hands dirty. Being you at any role, you need to do your hands on well in
Right.
order to get that. Uh, there is one more an interesting question, debatable question. How do you see roles of project managers or business analysts in a ServiceNow world? There's a person asking, I have started ServiceNow learning and I'm doing certifications around the project manager, business analyst. But how important do you see these roles are there in ServiceNow world, and how do you see one can excel on this?
So I'll talk one by one. From project manager's perspective, I think that role can be easily automated. I'll not debate about it, but I think that role can be easily automated. But from a perspective of business analyst, previously I used to think like what these guys are doing, right? I mean, there's nothing. They're just talking with the client and doing the documentation. But I must say, there's a business analyst are the really very crucial part of any project. Basically, they are the one who understand the requirement. They translate the requirement into the technical thing so that they later on coming to the developers or the architect to analyze the solutions, right? So the business analysts really play a very crucial role. Now, if they're simply going to use the AI tools, they will be going again to be very replaceable. But they need to use their mind. They need to also, like I will again repeat myself, that if they are understanding the solution from the mindset of the client, they this role will going to stay. I In my previous project there was one BA. I must say really appreciate his effort. He knows everything into the project. Whenever I have any problem, I'm going to this guy and asking that why this is behaving like this, and he knows the process because you put this field in this way, that's why this is the output. So that business analysis was BA was really very crucial in that project. I don't know if it's replaceable or not, but the knowledge is completely irreplaceable. So BA really play a very significant role, and this role cannot be automated. The learning and the understanding cannot be automated, but managing the project can be automated.
Agree. Totally agree, Vijender. Thank you so much for your time. One last advice you want to give to audience before we wrap up?
Again, like I'm sure that many of the people who joins today are belonging from the Gen Z generation, and they are not cockroach. I'm sure, and I work with Gen Z. They are really super smart. Few Gen Zs are like there are two types of Gen Z. One thing that I'll not going to work, I will going to work 8 hours. And there's another a type of Gen Z that who is only working 1 hour, but they are able to give the output of 8 hours, right? So these kind of Gen Z will definitely going to do a lot for India. They are the growth, they are the future, and they will definitely going to impact this industry a lot. But the one who is thinking like that, I only work for 8 hours and I'm giving the 8 hour output in 8 hour itself, they're going to they will be replaceable for sure by AI. So be the type 1 Gen Z if you're there.
Sure. Even we are trying to switch to the Gen Z mode to being more productive in our world. Thank you, Vijendra.
You
And
have
and
to be Gen Z, Gagan. I mean, even I belongs to be the orthodox generation, but I have to think like a Gen Z that how I can, I mean, be lazy in your work, and try to figure out the shortcut, but robust shortcut for everything. If you're doing documentation manually, now we have the AI tools. Then don't spend 8 hours. Get the draft ready, but of course, like ensure that your informations are secured. You're not passing all the information to this AI tools. Get the draft ready and then work on that draft so that you will able to save a lots of effort on the documentation, right? Even if in the coding itself, like get the raw script first and then furbish it out.
yeah. Thanks a lot, Vijendra. So many of great insights that we've got from you. Thank you for being an amazing leader in the ServiceNow IT world. I remember you not from our CTA discussion. I remember you when a new guy joined my EY organization a few months back. And I talked to him. I said, "From where you are?" He said, "From Indore." And he said, I asked him which company. He said, "InfoBeans." I said, "Okay, do you know Vijendra?" And he started talking about good things about you. And the great thing I know, I am feeling happy that he is a keynote speaker to today in for our meetup. So Dhawal Nahata in the house, ladies and gentlemen.
Great.
Thank you so much, Vijendra, for your time. We wish you all the best for your new venture. Ladies and gentlemen, if you have any questions, feel free to reach out to me over LinkedIn. If you've learned something from him, do tag him and post it out over LinkedIn. And if you feel you are the right fit for an internship or for a job, feel free to reach out to him. He will surely try to help you out. Thank you so much, Vijendra. I wish you all the
Thank you very
best.
much.
And yeah,
Sorry, Gagan, God, please. I didn't mean to interrupt you.
would like to host you again sometime in the near future. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Gagan, for having me, and thank you very much to all the audience who are here and hearing me very patiently. All the best, Gagan.
Thank you, Vijender. Have a great weekend. With that, ladies and gentlemen, we invite our next keynote speaker in the house. Dhawal Nahata is a professional with 8 years of experience shaped through continuous learning and broad transitions. He graduated with electrical engineering in 2017 and began his career at TCS as a .NET developer. Just focus on that because most of you are asking these questions to me. After 4 years, he did a career move to InfoBeans, where he had the opportunity to work with inspiring leaders like Vijendra. In 2022, he took a transition into ServiceNow, and he never looked back. Today, he serves as a manager at Ernst and Young, contributing to impactful transformations. And beyond his professional journey, he has also served as vice president in Toastmasters International, which talks about his public speaking capabilities as well. Welcome, Dhaval, in the house. Good morning.
Good morning. Thank you, Vijay. Sorry. Thank you, Gagan, for
I know you,
introduction.
Vijendra. I know you love Vijendra a lot.
A slip
But
of tongue. It
I,
happened
I
a
am
lot.
I am a bit fat if I compare to Vijendra, right?
No, no, it happened. It happened. It happens with me a lot. I am very forgettable in names. Sometimes I call some other person by other name. They're saying, no, I'm not that person. So sorry,
Uh,
Gagan.
Thank you so much, Dhaval. Uh, Dhaval, I went to your LinkedIn profile, okay, and I read one statement out there. that within 16 months you were able to get promoted as a manager in Ernst& Young without having a too strong ServiceNow background of years, right? And we know what it means to be a manager in a big four, right? Uh, Dhawal, who is Dhawal Nahata? How he was able to reach till this platform? How the career transition happened? People would love to know from you.
Okay. First of all, thanks for having me as a keynote speaker, Gagan. It's good to be in the session with people like you, Vijendra, and everyone to share the knowledge, and so people can learn some and gain some experience through it. So coming to my journey, as Gagan mentioned, I started from 2018 from TCS. TCS is like God for many of the people. Okay, it saves us when we don't have any options left with us. So thanks a lot TCS to have me in their company. I started my journey from TCS as a .NET developer. At that point of time, see, my background was from electrical engineering. I never did computer science. I never did coding, but I know that IT is a field where you can get a good amount, irrespective of other fields. So that was the one driving factor for me. Okay, let's explore the thing. Let's see whatever comes to the ground. I started from a .NET developer for 1, 2 years. I struggled. I learned, but down the line, I got an intuition that this will not work for me anyhow because I'm not that much good at coding as compared to other people. They might replace me any point of time. I might be kicked out as well because I'm not good at coding. So why to waste time at that? So we all had that one person, one mentor with whom we can have discussions and everything. So there was one in my TCS time as well. I discussed my problem with him. What to do? See, I asked him very genuinely as a friend. I can't do coding. What shall I do? Where can I proceed ahead? So he was seeing me from couple of 2, 3 years. He told me, I know you are good in speaking. You know the pain points. Okay. You try to be transitioned into a BA. At that point of time, I didn't know what is a BA. And I go, okay, what is a BA? Please explain. He gave me a 30-minute session on who is a BA and what are his or her responsibility. Then he told me, apart from doing your regular activities, give some time in this BA activities, learn something. There are many courses at that point of time. It was somewhere around 2020. I think COVID was just hitting, and pre-COVID era, you can say. No laptops, nothing. It was just like we have them small PCs. We have to spend time in office and then come back to home and work and every time like that. So I start exploring on the BA journey. Okay. Then I got to know, yes, this is something interesting and I can incline towards it. Apart from doing my regular activity of office work, I was giving at least 2 to 3 hours in a day to learn how the things, it might seem a very large now because at point of time AI was not there and many things were not there. So I start giving my time on weekends. I was skipping some parties, I was skipping some functions. Let me get some time to this BA activity. I gained that knowledge. I go to my mentor and ask if I can have something to work upon. He gave me that chance. And that point of a time I knew, okay, this is the only thing which will be my future. So I started everything and going in ahead. Then down the line, COVID hit. There's some situations happened. I switched to another company, InfoBeans. There I met people like Vijendra and other leaders as well. And that was a place team where I entered into ServiceNow area. Uh, Sorry. At that point of time, I entered ServiceNow, and in the beginning, I was into that same assumption. Okay, ServiceNow. When the manager at InfoBeans asked me, "Do you know ServiceNow?" I said yes. I used to raise tickets in ServiceNow. This was my first answer. So she told me, see, ServiceNow is not only a ticketing tool. I go, okay, but I have only raised tickets as of now. That too, my laptop is not working. I want some leaves, something like that. That's it. She explained me the things around ServiceNow and she gave me a chance. She took a risk on me and she gave me a chance to work on a ServiceNow project. I got that opportunity. I worked. I learned a lot because they see I have that thing I need to learn. Because if you stop learning, you will be outdated anytime. AI or other person can easily replace you if you're not constantly learning. It's not your work. You have to learn every day. It can be anything. It's not related to technology. It could be a passion. It could be anything. But try to give some time and learn some new activities. Then time spent at InfoBeans. I spent around 2 years in InfoBeans as well. Learned a lot. Seriously, learned a lot during my ServiceNow starting years. And as to mention the certifications thing, I think Vijendra was mentioning, just to say that in those 2 years, I was trying to complete some CA. I was trying to complete CSA, but didn't get a chance to complete it. But my knowledge expanded a lot. It's not. It was dependent on certification, but yeah, it depends on the real time experience as well, and the things you do in the practice. After that, I got a chance from EY, and I joined EY. And that was a great switch for me to get associated with a brand name as well. Again, a big four. I had a dream of to work for one of the big fours, and I saw my dream coming true when I joined EY. I started there, and I met Gagan over there as well. Me and Gagan are sitting in the same location also. We started working together. Then now coming to my journey as a manager. On the day one when I joined EY, I was told that I will be given some projects which are in the pipeline. I joined. Okay. Due to some XYZ reasons that were not there. But it's not that I lost hope. Okay. What now? It's then it was my duty to regularly get in touch with all the people. For example, I was connecting with the managers, my senior managers, my counselors. Are there any projects which I can do? Are there any POCs which I can do? Apart from that, non-service activity which I can do, which could be helping my colleagues, which could help me. So, see, this intriguing factor you should have to learn, to do something. It's not, okay, nothing is there, I shall sit and explore, something will come to me. Until unless you fight for something, it won't come to you. Okay. You have to be that person who took that initiative. I took that initiative. I said, okay, they said something is there, but it's not as per your knowledge. Would you be able to explore it? Maine yes, I might need some guidance. Sure, but I can. Then one of my architects met me in EY. He explained me what needs to be done. I worked day and night because it was new thing for me. Then at the end, it was delivered successfully. That was the thing. And during my 16 months tenure, I never said no to anything. That was the main change I can see in myself that led to me a good journey to becoming a from a consultant or a business analyst to a project manager. I hope that can help you a lot, team, all the team members over here.
Thanks, Dhawal. Thanks for sharing your quick journey with us. Uh, I fairly agree with you. I mostly get around 10 to 15 minimum pings from freshers who are looking for a job, asking the same question again and again. One thing I want to clarify to everybody: you are done with your graduation. You have that your certificate is not any more relevant to the world. Okay, it is just a paper which get you eligible to get into any interview or anything, right? How do you perform in that interview is the entire game, right? If an interviewer is asking you 10 questions, are you able to answer 6 to 7 to them in a correct or a positive way? You might get in, right? So that's what Dhaval was saying. Learning is very important on a daily basis. uh, and one thing, Dhaval, like I would like to ask you, you said you used to work in a different domain, you came into, you had a job to do, learn to do. Many people ask me this question, how to manage our bandwidth, right? How to manage ourselves, where we need to stay relevant with our job, plus we need to do extra things to get to the next goals, right? So how did you manage in your life?
Okay, fair enough question. See, as Vijendra also said during the session, this bandwidth, the work-life balance, when you have to hurdle, when you have to struggle, these are all myths. Okay, believe it or not, these are the words. If you use these words, it will make you more lazy. That's my assumption. Say someone in my team says, I don't have a bandwidth. Okay, with he's working with me. He said, okay, I don't have a bandwidth. That's why it is delayed. Okay, I don't go to micromanagement. Okay, show me your bandwidth. It's like that. But you have to make yourself, for example, you have 9 hours in your job. Okay, it's not that all 9 hours you are spending in your job, correct? Ideally, a person is only spending 4 to 5 hours or 6 hours in his or her job. Remaining, you have 3 to 4 hours with you. You do lunch, you do activities, you go here and there. Cut down that time, utilize it in some other activity. That's one thing. And managing bandwidth, it's see totally up to in your hands. Okay. If you have the capability, if you know to manage your time, yes, you can manage your bandwidth, your time as well. You can give time to a family, you can give time to a office, but that should needs to be managed it out very properly. It's not like that, okay, my time is done. After 10 p.m. I won't do anything. If something is needed, I need to do it. It's not like, okay, Friday night I got some ping. Okay, it's Friday. I need to do some party. I need to go with my family. I'll only pick it up on Monday. It's not like that. it might be a priority that a ping has been happened to you. Respond it in a corrective way, instead of ignoring it or delegating it to someone. Managing bandwidth, yes, you can do. Just divide your things. Okay, you have A, B, C, three things in your bucket. Divide how much time A will take, divide how much time B and C will take, and you can effectively plan your whole day. What I am doing right now is, now whenever I start my day, I have a sticky note opened on my laptop. I have a sticky note opened on my phone. I have a sticky note opened on my laptop. I have a sticky note opened on my phone.
I think we lost the one.
Dhawal, I think we have lost you. Okay, till Ravan joins in, I think I would like to put my point of view in out there. Uh, there are a lot of stories in ServiceNow world where people have done their career shifts, where people have switched their roles. The only thing that which is required is the right mentoring, I would say. Okay, we all want to do a lot of things in our life, but having a right mentor, or in Hindi we say a right guru, is very important, right? So find your guru, find your mentor in the ServiceNow world who can educate you on the daily basis, who can give you the right direction, and then of course your grit, your passion, your determination to achieve that uh, will take you out there. Thank you, Vijendra, for being so much generous to answer each and every question in this chat. I was going through your answers, and I heard about, I just read that, in the time when there were that things were difficult, you gave 200 plus interviews, and then you got 4 to 5 offers, and then you joined, right? So you need to go hard for it. And of course, when you go hard for it, the entire destiny makes that possible for you, right? So I agree. We need to go for that.
I would like to share one trick I used at the period of time. At in 2009, the data security with this, government organization was very good. So we have the industrial area, and there was a water supply website for the same. I was able to get the email of all the companies from that website.
That's good. You need to be smart. I agree with
Uh,
you. Yeah, yeah. All right, ladies and gentlemen, that was our keynote speakers for you. For you, if we have missed answering any of your question, do reach out to them directly or reach out to me. I will pass to them. Feel free to follow them over LinkedIn. They are very approachable and kind enough to reply you back. If you're not a part of our WhatsApp group or different communication channel, you can scan this barcode or ping me or WhatsApp, and I would like to onboard you. Right. And this marks an official end to our ServiceNow virtual meetup. And just before we wrap up, I would like to make this floor open for everybody and do a very special announcement that this meetup is not for the famous people only to come and speak over here. I want to make this platform for all of you. If you feel that you have anything to share with us, anything to share with this ServiceNow industry, ServiceNow participants, it can be as small as creating a catalog item, because many of us might not know how to do that, right? So if you feel you want to speak on any topic, if you want to uh, give a demo on any topic, feel free to reach out to me, and I would like to onboard you as a keynote speaker in one of the virtual meetup. I share one story of mine, and then I open the stage for everybody. Uh, I was invited. I saw one
Hi, Gagan.
post that
Sorry.
there is a requirement of. Hey, Dhaval, thanks for joining in.
Yeah, I just got
Right.
dropped by mistake.
So no worries. I was able to fill you in for there. So Dhaval, before we wrap up, any last words from your side? Because many of people I know in this, so in my now Gurukul, are looking forward to switch their careers, switch their domains, trying to find the right mentor in. What are your last words or your recommendation for those people who are trying to go in that genre?
Sure. Just give a one piece of advice. Don't be afraid, okay? It's not like what will people think, what will I do if I do not know anything. Start exploring the things. Try to join these clubs, the daily sessions which we're having, like this Now Gurukul, which Gagan is leading. Apart from that, we have dev meetups and everything for service now. In every of your sites, the dev meetups are happening. Try to start enrolling yourself into those. Go to those meetups, meet peers, have the understanding what the system is working. And see, ServiceNow University you can explore for free. Only if you need to do some certifications, you have to pay. For learning, use materials available online, see the podcast and everything. It will help you a lot. For transition, be updated in the market. That's the keynote I want to give. If you're not updated, definitely it won't help you. You need to be up to date. What is trending in the market? Let it be AI, let it be other modules. Be up to date, and you should know how to use it. It's not like just Instagram, we're exploring this is the usage of AI. It's not like that. You have to be very cautious, and what needs to be done in your practice, in your activities, you should definitely give a point to that. That's my piece of advice, Gagan, to everyone.
Agreed. Thanks a lot, Dhawal, for your time on Sunday morning and share your experience. I would uh, think that people will get motivated from you. And if you need any mentoring, feel free to reach out to Dhawal. If you're not part of our club, feel free to reach out to me via this barcode or phone number. And I wish to see you everybody as a keynote speaker in this meetup one day. Just before I wrap up, sharing one story. I saw one post over LinkedIn that Noida ServiceNow meetup, which happens in person, needs a keynote speaker out there. I didn't have any topic to speak on, but I said yes first, right? And that is the most important part. Whatever comes to your life, if you say yes first and then figure it out how later, the things will fall in place, right? So whenever a new opportunity comes in, say yes first and then figure it out how you will deliver that, be it in your job, personal life, or anything. So with that, ladies and gentlemen, I would like to stop the recording here, and now we can